Megas XLR, a show that has giant robots, Bruce Campbell, Gatchaman parodies, and alien invasions. A cult classic that aired on Cartoon Network that was loved by many. And I have not seen a single episode. Yeah, I never watched a single episode of Megas XLR.
Huh?
And there's a very good reason for it. I was 13 when it first aired.
Huh?
Let me put this in perspective. Around this time, May of 2004 to be exact, Code Lyoko was on my radar, watching it on Magoozy, followed by Teen Titans, and I was focused on another new show that came out in 2004 that centered around a teenager my age getting ghost powers. Megas, from an angsty 13-year-old who listened to Simple Plan and Evanescence in 2004, looked, well, kinda stupid. I mean, really, a bunch of slacker high school students have a car that has a giant robot underside? Yeah, I'll stick with a Tai Chi Indiana Jones action comedy that has an ancient artifact that sends ants down one's trousers, thank you very much. But after years of the internet telling me how amazing Megas is, and as a Patron request, I buckled in and watched the pilot episode of Megas XLR. And it's stupid. Stupidly awesome! Man, was I missing out. Just from watching the pilot episode, I could say I was hooked, and I want to watch more. Unfortunately, I have a lot on my plate at the moment, so let's just talk about the stuff I liked about the pilot episode. First thing I liked? The story. More specifically, the future war story. The story initially starts out in the year 3037. Earthian forces are teetering on the edge of defeat until a pilot named Kiva gets an idea to send an alien mech back to the past to gain an advantage in the war. And while I know the show's tone shifts to being lighter, more comedic, I actually would have loved to see the story unfold if it was taken seriously and Megas was sent back 2 years. Think Green Lantern the Animated Series meets Code Geass. What we got instead was this. That brings me to the second thing I liked about the pilot, the action scenes. I love how much fun the storyboarders and animators are having fun with such a ridiculous setup. I mean, we see a guy from 2005 take down an entire army with just his video game skills. But awesome and fun action scenes are nothing without the next thing I liked, the voice cast and characters. Let's start off with our villains, the Glorf. The two villains we'll be following are War Master Korath and his commander, played by Clancy Brown and Kevin Michael Richardson respectively. I love the general lackey dynamic on display here with these two. They remind me a lot of Jack Spicer and Ruya's relationship in Xiaolin Showdown, minus Jack's ego. Korath and his commander are one of the funniest villain duos I've seen in a long time.
Don't you mean run away because we got our jaw blocks handed to us by one Earther? Not the face!
Next, there's Jamie, played by Steve Bloom. He's my favorite character just from watching the pilot. And it's not just because he's voiced by the same guy who voiced Spike Spiegel, he also has the funniest lines.
So, these Glorft guys are like invincible aliens who drive supersized, ugly, snot green robots?
Yes! How did you know?
'Cause that kinda looks like them.
Then we have Kiva, played by Wendy Lee. Wait, Steve Bloom and Wendy Lee? Huh, all that's missing is Bo Billingsley and Melissa Fon. We have a Cowboy Bebop reunion. Although she's not my favorite character, I like how she adds a voice of reason dynamic to the trio. See what I did there? And finally, we have our main character, Coop, played by David DeLuise. His comedy comes from working off of Jamie and Kiva. With Kiva, it's showing off his ego, and with Jamie, it comes from years of friendship and bickering.
Yeah, Coop, she's Jack.
And that leads me into the final thing I liked about the pilot, the comedy. The timing of these jokes are Maud Pie levels of perfect.
Well, us Earth scum have a saying. The bigger they are, the harder they...
My robot wasn't meant to be a toy for a prehistoric Yahoo and his pet monkey thing.
Monkey thing? Monkey thing! Blaster, Coop!
Look at them all. These odds are awful.
You're right. It is kind of unfair. Now, it's fair.
And that's all I have to say about the pilot episode of Megas XLR. It's fun, it's funny, it's well acted, and I highly recommend it. Unfortunately, the only way to find Megas is on YouTube, assuming it's not taken down by Warner Brothers for copyright. I'm the voice of reason, and chicks dig giant robots.